What's up, guys? Today on All Sports Central, we're going to be going over a college football preview. This one is going to be over Oregon and Auburn, possibly the biggest game of Week 1 for this 2019 season, and it's going to be a big one for sure. I mean, you got 11th ranked Oregon and 16 Auburn going head-to-head. This is in a neutral location, so no team's really a home field advantage. Both teams have a very good chance of winning this. I expect it to be really down to the wire for the majority of the game. The spread is saying Auburn wins it by 3, so they're expecting it to be, or the spread is expecting it to be pretty close. Then again, this preview is being recorded just about a week before the game is, and so because of that reason, we could easily see the spread change between now and next week. So just so you know, that will change. Well, all 3 of these will likely change as we get closer to next week. The ESPN FPI is saying Auburn wins it 53%, expecting it to be pretty close there. Vegas is about the same, 30-26. All 3 of them are saying it's going to be close, but they're actually predicting the underdog you'd expect to be Auburn to win against Oregon, which is our 11th ranked team in the nation. So kind of interesting there. You don't usually see the lower ranked team being predicted to win, especially in all 3 of these sources. But yeah, it's kind of how it is in this game. Here's your stat comparison for these 2 teams. Oregon is ranked 43rd, or they were ranked 43rd in total offense last year. And I mean, that's kind of where they typically have sat the last few years. I mean, they are always pretty good on offense. The rushing offense is 42nd, passing offense 54th. Meanwhile, for Auburn, they are ranked 67th in total offense, 70th in rushing, and 66th in passing. Defensive-wise, Oregon is not as good. They're ranked 61st in total defense, 41st in rushing, 92nd in passing. So their passing defense is actually pretty low compared to the rest of their categories in the stat comparison. Auburn, on the other hand, ranked 42nd in total defense. Rushing defense is 37th, passing is 55th. And so kind of looking at that, we can see whether this is going to be more of a high-scoring game or more of a low-scoring one. That's what we kind of use in the stat comparison here. I mean, really in this case, considering both, I mean, it looks to be more of a normal scoring game. You got Oregon's got a great offense. Auburn's got a great defense. Meanwhile, Oregon doesn't have as great of a defense. Auburn doesn't have as great of an offense. And so that kind of matches up easily there. Usually when you have an offside, or like, for example, if Oregon had a great defense, and Auburn had not a great defense, then you'd have a little bit of an offset there. Kind of looking at last season's record as well, they had a 9-4 record last season, Then Auburn was 8-5 last year. Both of these teams kind of finished right around the same ballpark. And so it'll be interesting to see how these 2 teams fare out in the 2019 season. I mean, I think the only problem is with Auburn is they do lose their quarterback, Jarrett Stidham, from last season. He started for this team, and so that's going to be a tough loss for sure. I think that's going to have big impacts in this game, not having as an experience of a quarterback under center with Auburn. So that is something to note there. I don't think the spread is really considering that Auburn's they lost their starting quarterback from last year. Oregon, on the other hand, they've got Justin Herbert, who I believe is going to be an excellent quarterback this season. He's got potential to go on possibly make a Heisman run, I think. I mean, he's got a chance to do that for sure. How would Oregon win this game? They take advantage of the offense, or they take advantage of Auburn's defense, and they do really well on offense. I think they should be able to do that, and if they do end up doing that, they should win. Auburn, on the other hand, they got to do well at the quarterback position. Losing Jarrett Stidham is going to be a weird adjustment at first. It always is when you lose a quarterback, and so it'll be interesting to see how they fare out with that. They'll have to make do without Stidham, and that's the way that they're going to win this game as well. For what I'm kind of expecting, I'm going against the odds here. I'm actually going to say Oregon wins this one. Auburn, again, as I said earlier, a big key of why I think Oregon is going to win this one is Auburn's going to have a new quarterback under center. Things will be different. It's going to be an adjustment, and I don't think they're going to be able to adjust quick enough to be able to beat Oregon. I mean, Oregon's going to be a great team this season on their first game, so it's going to be difficult for this team. I think Auburn, though, does end up leading at halftime 13-10. Your final score, 27-23 Oregon. I think Auburn keeps it close, but I don't think they pull it off in the end. I really went back and forth on this game. Both teams have a very good chance of winning it, I believe. I mean, you got Auburn, which has always been very talented. Like last season, I mean, this team I feel like was kind of, I mean, they weren't really talked about as much as they should have. But of course, then Oregon, on the other hand, they're very hyped up coming into the season. People are saying possibly they could go undefeated this regular season. They win the Pac-12, they could get in. Really, for Pac-12 teams right now, I'm almost thinking that possibly the ACC is the worst Power 5 conference right now. I mean, it's like those teams aren't as. I mean, the ACC isn't as hot right now without Florida State and Miami as well. I mean, Pac-12 on the other hand, you got Oregon, Washington. You can consider Washington State to be a part of that. And Utah, yeah, there's another one. But really, the Pac-12 is looking actually pretty decent this season. So I think for Oregon, that'll be good. I mean, I especially kind of looked in this prediction. I was like, which team is in the better conference last year? Auburn was for sure in the better conference. I mean, the SEC beats out pretty much everything, I think. So yeah, that could have an impact, possibly with Auburn having to play tougher opponents. And that can even carry on from last year. That could be an impact in this game. Yeah, for sure, it'll be interesting to see who wins this one. I'm really looking forward to this. I think College Game Day could be at this game. From what I've heard, it's very high possibility. Then again, we are still before week 0 when this is being recorded. So if anything is revealed in the next few days, that would be the reason. Yeah, then again, thanks guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you're not yet. That would be very helpful to me, and also so that you can stay tuned for more previews that are coming out within the season. Really looking forward to this season with you guys. It's going to be a blast. Hope you guys are all looking forward to it too. Oh, why wouldn't you be? This is going to be a great college football season. Really looking forward to it. Thanks guys all for watching, and stay tuned for more from All Sports Central.